Descartes had a dream, and in this dream, an angel appeared to him. And this is documented by his own hand. And the angel said to Descartes, the conquest of nature is to be achieved through measure and number. And that revelation lay the basis for modern science. René Descartes is the founder of the distinction between the res virens and the res extensa, the founder of modern science, the founder of the scientific method that created the philosophical engines that created the modern world. How many scientists working at their workbenches understand that an angel chartered modern science? It's the alchemical angel, which will not die. It returns again and again to guide the destinies of nations and peoples toward an unimaginable conclusion. I mean, that's not the last time that this angelic intervention in the history of science has occurred. Some of you may know the story in the 19th century of Kekule, the German chemist who was struggling with the molecular structure of benzene, couldn't get it straight, and then had a dream in which he saw the Ouroboros snake take its tail in its mouth, and he awoke from that dream with the carbon ring burning in his mind. Well, the carbon ring, the six-sided heptadal form of the carbon ring, is the basis for all organic chemistry. So, and then I mentioned earlier Faraday and Helmholtz and the rise of the electromagnetic field. The point I'm trying to make is that however rational we may assume ourselves to be, however rational we may assume modern science to be, it is all really founded on angelic revelation, demonic intercession, and an extremely mysterious relationship between the human mind and the world of what science calls inert matter, which from this point of view is revealed to be not inert at all, but alive and pregnant with purpose for mankind. But the thing to remember about Bruno is his discovery of the infinitude of the cosmos, and that by an act of unencumbered observation, I mean, how many people had looked at the night sky before Bruno, and they had not seen what he saw, which was infinite space, and suns hung like lamps unto the uttermost extremes of infinity. By an act of pure cognition, he was able to destroy an entire cosmological vision that had limited and confined the human soul for millennia. That's half of his story. The other half is he was burned at the stake for refusing to back down from this. And it's a model for us all that trust your perception, trust your intuition, and then accept the consequences, because this is what existential validity must be. And I believe that the chaos of our world, the apocalyptic intuition that informs our religions and our dreams, is because ahead of us in time, and now not that far ahead of us in time, is something which, taking a page from the mathematical concern called dynamics, we can call an attractor. the attractor lies ahead of us in time. Universal process is not driven by a downward cascade of Cartesian casuistry. That's the scientific notion, and it leads to a universe of entropy and heat death millions of years in the future. But what we see around us is a continuing and accelerating complexification as human beings, machines, ecosystems, the solar system itself is beginning to knit itself into a tighter and tighter organization. I believe that alchemy provides the best metaphors for understanding this. Nature is the great alchemist par excellence, and we, as its minions, through history, are accelerating the condensation of being toward the unimaginable. So that in my system, my way of thinking, there's ultimately a symmetry break with ordinary history. And I call it all kinds of different things, but here this morning, the transcendent other. The transcendent other casts an enormous shadow across the lower dimensional landscape of time. The stirring of the earliest life forms in the Devonian seas caught the call. And every step that has been taken since then has been ever quicker toward the transcendental other. It beckons us. And history is haunted by this thing. History is the shockwave of eschatology. History is a process that lasts, let's be generous, 25,000 years. The wink of an eye in geological time. And in that 25,000 years, religious systems rise and fall, governmental systems, teachers come and go, and there is a sense of being caught in a whirlpool that is spinning us toward fusion with the unimaginable. And this is why the skies of Earth are haunted by flying saucers. They aren't coming from other solar systems. They are scintillas. Remember this alchemical term, sparks. They are scintillas being thrown off from the alchemical quintessence which lies like a great attractor at the end of time. And the purpose of science and technique and electronic media and information transfer and all of this stuff is to knit us together, to dissolve our boundaries and to bring us to a point of singularity where language fails, where we lean over meaning's edge and feel the dizziness of things unsaid. And this lies now, I believe, within our lifetimes, within the lifetime of most of us. This is actually going to break through. I mean, I'm like one of those people carrying a sign that says, "Repent, for the end is near." It's as nutty a position as you can possibly hold. That's why I suspect it has a reasonable chance of being dead on.